The best way I can describe the Garden of Words is a rabbit painting himself as a lion. Much like Makoto Shinkai's other work, the Garden of Words is a light romance story portrayed in a spectacular way, though the story told in this piece isn't to be underestimated. Shinkai tells a realistic story about life as a normal human. The story seems very real and relatable, but he makes sure to maintain a level of fantasy. It is overall a romance story, but it touches on several other themes that play a big part. The seasons, another Shinkai reoccurrence, play a big part in the telling of the story. While also providing visual satisfaction, the rain links up all the elements of the story. The seasons control the events, emotions, and atmosphere of the story, almost taking the part as the third main character. The story tells the tale of Tako Akazuki and Yukari Yukino. Despite being completely different ages, the two characters are very similar. Tako tends to skip school a lot, and Yukari likes to skip work. They both use the sheltered park bench to find solitude. Despite the fairy tale build-up, it isn't love at first sight as you might expect. The characters at first don't interact. Like I mentioned, the two are different ages, a theme that is called upon quite a lot throughout the story. Although the urge might be there to interact, it would go completely against the rules of society to do so. As the story progresses, they start to see each other quite a lot, and inevitably the interactions start. Of course, age is always a barrier in the story, but I have to give credit to Shinkai for maturely addressing the issue of age in relation to love, and for not involving lollies, something that's very rare when addressing age in anime. The story ponders whether it's okay for the two to be in love, even if they clearly are. Both the characters are victims of the harsh reality of society. They have out-of-reach ambitions and don't seem to cope well with normal life. This raises the next theme of ambition and failure. Unlike their age, the characters' situations are quite different, but also quite similar. Both have rather large ambitions of living a great life, like all of us, but they're held down by life. On one hand we have Tako, young, ambitious, with many years ahead of him to have a go at his dreams. On the other hand, we have Yukari, who had similar ambitions, but having lived longer has met the harsh realities of life, and it hasn't gone down too well. Shinkai asks the question, although the characters are on two ends of a scale, are they really that different? Yukari might be trying to face reality, but does that make her more mature and more sensible than Tako? Again, it confuses us by saying our ambitions are too ambitious and will only lead to failure, but also tells us that if we don't follow our ambitions, we'll end up like Yukari, unhappy and full of regret. So which is better? And out of the two, who is more mature? Who is doing the right thing? This is why I really enjoyed The Garden of Words. It asks a lot of interesting questions while also keeping a level of realism. It's very easy to relate to the characters. I'm sure a lot of people watching this probably saw themselves in either of the characters. Though very deep and well written, the story just didn't have enough weight to really stand out, and most of the story wasn't incredibly memorable. Of course, this wasn't helped by the outstanding visuals, pushing the story to the side. The animation for The Garden of Words was spectacular. It was extremely detailed, and the level of realism was unbelievable for an untrained eye. I found myself looking at some of the shots and thinking, is that really animation? The use of 3D animation was also very nice. It didn't stick out too much and definitely didn't overstay its welcome. I was particularly impressed by the choice of colour used for the outlines. Instead of using the classic black outlines, they used various colours such as white and light pink. This gave scenes a reflective feel that worked really well with the rainy atmosphere. They were trying to portray the rain as the positive weather, rather than the sun, so it worked really well. Even for 45 minutes this looked very high quality, putting most modern anime to shame. The visuals were glorious, but were they overkill? For such a simple story, do you really want to blow the viewers away with the amazing 3D shots? There are other ways of making equally good animation without making such an impression, or maybe it was Shinkai's goal to give us a glimpse into modern animation. The soundtrack was very fitting, but also very well used. Rain being the main part of The Garden of Words, they didn't really want to take away from it with giant orchestral pieces. Most scenes had no music at all, just the calming sound of rain. And some scenes didn't even have that, but it played well into the simplicity. When they did use music, it sounded really, really good. So what did I think of The Garden of Words overall? Well, I summed it up at the start. I was very overwhelmed while watching, but I came out feeling bizarrely underwhelmed. The story seemed to be giving a lot, when in reality didn't really break many boundaries, which is rather fitting considering it's a story about not being able to break boundaries. But I would have loved to see the story progress a little more. You could argue that the Garden of Words is trying to be simplistic in every section. The setting was simple, the story was simple, and the sound was simple. In that case, Shinkai done a really good job, it just wasn't that impressive. I did enjoy the Garden of Words, I just wish it done a little more with its story. I would definitely recommend the Garden of Words to pretty much everyone, even if it's just for the visuals, though I did feel as it could have been so much more. You can check out Shinkai's other work, very similar in both style, and in that it leaves you feeling underwhelmed. It's great watching these, but also rather annoying that they aren't raising the bar of anime. If you enjoyed my review, please click the like button and share the video around, it actually really helps. And if you want to see any more of my reviews, you can click on the screen, and you can also click the subscribe button. Thank you everybody for watching, I hope you did enjoy my review, I'll see you guys in the next video.